Hi, it's me again. Now, I know it's been a while, but in case you've forgotten, I am rebuilding the cheapest Range Rover Evoque in the country, right here in my resident car park. Now, apologies for taking so long to get this episode out. I've had a few setbacks. Long story short, I will go into a future video on this, by the way, but long story short, tools and a Range Rover don't really mix well together. Now, as you know, I've bought this Range Rover Evoque, and after countless of hours of hard work, sweat and dedication, the moment of truth has arrived. This Range Rover has really taught me a lot. With perseverance and a never give up attitude, I've pushed through every obstacle that came my way. In this episode, which I hope you will enjoy, you will see me tighten all the loose ends that need tightening. This timeless classic, this iconic vehicle, will look more complete than it ever did before. That is one complete, well, almost complete Range Rover Evoque front bumper dynamic with a bit of custom work. Let me show you what I've done. So, I don't know if you guys remember, I've had a bit of fire damage here, there's a bit of fire damage here, all along here, all along here. Sorry, it is a bit dirty at the moment, that is not the actual color of it. A lot of fire damage here, this was like literally out of shape. A lot of cracks here, you can still see a little bit here. It's still flat, so it's all good. And all this needed a lot of work. This bumper was involved in a fire, and me being on a budget, I wanted to try and repair it myself. As you can see, the few little bits I've done in there, over there. And yes, this bumper is off, as you can see. To complete this bumper as well, I need to somehow get these grills on there. I have upgraded the grills as well. I think that's looking mint, guys. And there she is with her front bumper off. Again, I've got a few bits I'm gonna add, and you'll see them installed, but the main focus is this front bumper. I'm gonna somehow get these grills on there, and that'll be ready. It'll be ready. Let me show you what else I got for the car. Now, not only did I get the Range Rover front bumper dynamic in the Ember Red, I also got the rear bumper as well, from the same Range Rover. Now, this wouldn't be a complete build if I didn't do the rear as well. Same Ember Red, same car it came from. This one's got less damage. The only little downside with this diffuser, there's a rectangle cutout on the bottom of the diffuser, so that is now no good. I can't use that anymore. That is what I'm going to be installing today as well, along with the two grills on the front bumper. Front bumper will be out of the way, and then all focus will be on the rear. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So I've actually never done this before. I'm just going off experience. Basically, my Mini Cooper, which you will see on the channel one day, has something sort of similar. So I placed the grill down and roughly cut it to shape, and then I marked out all the points of where I want my bolts to be. I decided to use M6 stainless steel washers, M6 stainless steel bolts, and M6 stainless steel nuts. Before I started all of this, I cut out little squares of fiberglass. That's then followed by a fiberglass resin. Applied it to the bumper where I made those markings earlier and left it to dry. So that was one side done, and I've done the other side as well. Both of them have pins on them. Don't know how well it will work, but trial and error. As that is drying, let me get a start on the rear of the car. Hey, hey. That'll take me a while to get used to. Let's go. Yes, you've heard that correctly. I am tackling the rear of the car now. You will see why later on. So I decided to remove everything that might get in the way of me taking off this rear bumper. So as I know with previous history on removing bumpers, I know that these bumpers are held on by bolts. So obviously you had the one there on each side. You had these clips on each side. You got one screw clip there, and just above it, there we go, you can see it there, you got a 10mm bolt, and then you got a metal screw down there, and that follows on the other side as well. There must be at least 3 underneath, and if you look underneath, there's the muffler. So I can already tell it's going to be a bit annoying taking it off, but yeah, enough complaining. It's got to be done, so let's get it done.
I started to remove the 10mm bolts which are in the wheel arch, which freed away the bumper away from the car easier than I thought it would. Now this scene is actually reminding me right now to buy some trim removal tools, because a flathead screwdriver is not acceptable. Unacceptable!
Yeah, you can see these are held on by clips into them little grooves there. You can see it just there. Time to do the other side.
And replicate it on the other side. Got to unscrew the 10mm bolt just inside the wheel arch liner, then unclip the bumper from the bracket.
These car companies love putting an excessive amount, I say an excessive amount, but love putting a lot of bolts underneath. Let me show you now. If I go under the car for you guys, you got one there. One there. I don't know if this, I'm pretty sure that goes onto the bumper, but if not, then it'll be this one here and this one here, and usually there's one in the middle, but that's obviously not there anymore. After unscrewing these, if it still is holding tension, then it's these 4 bolts at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, let me start unscrewing and see what happens.
It was quite difficult for me to film, so here's a vertical view for you to see it better. Only messing with you, I just didn't know that it was filmed like that. It just happened.
Let's try and get this off.
So after taking off the 4 bolts at the bottom, it was easy enough to just peel away, leaving me with one connector block that connects to the fog lights and the sensors to disconnect, and voila, everything disconnected.
We have a rear bumper off. You're probably wondering what's the difference between this bumper and this bumper. Well, you can see the difference. This is like a hard plastic. This is actually paintwork, and the exhaust. So you've got the panels there on each side, and you've got the panels here on each side as well. They're a bit different as well. Now, to fix this little issue, I have gotten myself, if I can find it, I've gotten myself a new one, and this one is a bit different. It does come with a silver top bar instead of the black. I'll see if I can take this one off, reuse it and put it on this one, but that's the difference. So I got to get all this off, all the wiring loom, all the rear fog lights off. I'm going to reuse this heat shield and put it on this one because this looks like it's been cut. But I'm going to make sure that's all transferred over to the new bumper, and then I'll put the rear diffuser on that one.
Now I've got to play a little game that I love to call swapsies. I got to swap everything over from the old bumper to the new second-hand bumper. Turns out a majority of the clips on the new second-hand bumper was destroyed, so I'm just swapping everything over from the old bumper to the new bumper, which wasn't a problem, it was just time consuming.
There we go. And that goes in there. And before putting this heat shield on, let's get the rear diffuser off, because I noticed a few plastic welded clips.
It was easy enough for me to remove the trim. I think it's because this bumper was off the same car the front bumper was off, which I think was involved in a fire. So it's melted down the majority of the clips.
So I've got a plan. I'm going to plastic weld it. I'll make sure I get every clip and make sure it's strong so it doesn't just fly off when I'm doing 70 miles per hour. So let's start with an easy clip, just to see if it does work. Oh.
Let me put this out there now. This diffuser isn't going anywhere. I had to plastic weld maybe 15 to 20 different clips. Then I had to take off all the sharp edges that the plastic welds did with my pliers. After all that, I can set my mind on completing this bumper now. I've gone back to the old bumper to take off the heat shield that I need to transfer onto the new second-hand bumper, which you see me doing here now.
Now, everything has been built up on this bumper. It seems all strong. I think that's ready. Looks like I bought it with all them pieces on there. Now it's time to do everything in reverse.
Yes, you heard that correctly. I'm doing everything in reverse. Screwing in the 4 bolts underneath the car and then heading off to the 2 clips on the side. Because this is an upgraded OEM bumper, everything fit in place as it should. I noticed on the bumper there are 2 joins and the lower join was hanging off the main part of the bumper. So I just used a bit of plastic weld to join them both together so there won't be any panel gaps or odd parts of the bumper sticking out from each other. With this second-hand bumper, it is from a 2016 to 2018 model, but because of the 2012 Range Rovers are the same shape as the 2018 Range Rover models, well, very similar, the bumpers actually fit onto the 2012 perfectly as well. All the bolt holes line up and all the clips line up perfectly. Just like that, everything on the rear bumper has been completed and now it's time for the rear lights. Since I'm attacking the rear, I thought let me throw a little upgrade in there.
Look at that. That looks awesome. I think that looks great. Let me test them. What does that look like, guys? So all it is now is just that screw and that screw, and the rear bumper is on. Look at that. That looks absolutely stunning. Look at that, it looks clean. It looks clean. All right, guys, I think what I'm gonna do is, you can't even see me at all. Wow. I'm gonna have daylight, I think around about now. Much better. Now we get to carry on with the range in daylight. So if you couldn't see it because of the dark, this is what it looks like now. So obviously I put a whole brand new bumper on there, well, second hand. This one's got a diffuser and it's got 2 holes for the exhaust pipe. Well, it's meant to be for 2 exhausts, but I'll figure something out for those later on. Bought new rear lights, which are now smoked out and LED with strobe lighting, which is perfect. It just needs a clean and it's good as new. I noticed that obviously the dynamic rear bumper has 2 extra parking sensors. 2 extra parking sensors that I didn't really account for. Obviously my system that I have here only has 4 parking sensors, not 6. So I'll have to blank them off with fake parking sensors, unfortunately. Now that I've sorted the rear bumper out, it's time to finish the front bumper. A few cutscenes before, I put these screws in there to attach the vents onto the front bumper. Here's an idea. I don't know if it'll work. It obviously held. And what I'm going to do is flip it over, see if any of the fiberglass has gotten on the front, clean it off, and then what I'll do is I'll just spray all these little bits black so you can't see it if you were to look at it from different angles.
So it seems on the front bumper that it was good using this method. I have seen this method done before and it's been a great success. So I'm just going to spray it black and blend it in with the bumper and that's it.
That's perfect. I don't want to screw into the front bumper to put the number plate on there. I kind of want to use magnets. I'll try and order some strong magnets and then I can stick them on the front. I don't want to attach it on the windscreen. It's like bad boy look, but yeah, I don't want to get in trouble for it. But yeah, let's get the grills on, shall we?
And finally, I'm putting the grills on the front bumper. Now, I don't know if you remember a few cutscenes behind, I was using M6 bolts, M6 nuts, M6 washers, and that seems to be working 100% fine. So I'm going to use this sort of method in the future. Now I don't want the custom grills to be too big. I don't want it to knock out any screws or any bolts or anything like that. So I'm just going to cut it down as far as I can cut so it can fit flush in the void where the bumper sits.
Well, would you look at that? It was like it was meant to be. I've created 2 custom grills. It looks like an SVR, but it's a dynamic SVR grill. If you want me to make these, I am never going to make these, so just gonna have to buy the car, mate. I have to buy the car. But that is one complete bumper. In the meantime, as the magnets are on the way, let's sort out the side steps. I think it's about time. Yes, because I own a Range Rover now, I can park like I have problems with people. I could have the option of not putting the side steps there, but if I were to take this off, then it will be a giant leap. And I think it will add a little flair. Not many Range Rovers have, or the Dynamics have, side steps, unless it's, I don't know if it's like an optional thing, I have no idea. But let's get this side step off, just like I did on the first episode, and I'll show you the new pair. So if you look under here, we have 2, I believe 13mm bolts, but I'll check that again, I can't remember. 2 bolts somewhere around here. Yes, there they are, 2 bolts there. If you remember, it is an unscrew, then a slide out. And that should be near enough easy. I'll say that now.
So it's just like episode 1 again. It's 4 bolts to unscrew, then slide out. Should be easy enough.
New side steps. Let me check if I actually need to take off the brackets. I might be able to just slide this on, but this does come with brackets. The only reason why I'm saying that is because the bolts are so rusted on this thing, and I might have to chop it off. But let's hope I don't have to. So you can already see these are much more advanced than the previous ones. So I might need to take off the, well, I'll definitely have to take off the old brackets. These brackets are different. So I'm here thinking, okay, let me get these brackets off. I don't know if I'll be able to get a socket in there to unscrew that. How does that make any sense? The other bolt's there. This one is in the corner. Let's try and unscrew it, I guess. Don't know if you don't try. I've managed to figure it out. Now, I've done this side already. It's not tight all the way, but I've done a bit of research online and I found out this little groove here, just inside that door architrave type of thing, right? Here it is. Got it here. Just here. That is where the mounts are. If you take this out, you should see like a hexagonal type shape, which is right there. Now that's where these fittings come into play. So you've got one right here that fits right in, and then just underneath it. So if you follow it from here, underneath it, you got one right here, and that's another hexagonal shape. Now I have to get this tray back on. There's no cut, so I'll need to cut into this so that can fit back. But Land Rover was kind enough to leave guidelines for if you do have a bracket there. So that's one, and the second one is just there. So as you can see, it's daylight again. And that's how you burst a 10mm socket. At least that's solid now. So I only got one bracket left, and then I can start putting on, well actually no, I need to cut the plastic trim that goes around it, and then I need to put the side step on. And these side steps would be nice. Let's get that done before daylight starts disappearing.
Now, I'm an ex-plasterer, and with plastering, you would need good shoulder strength, but nothing could have prepared me for this one. My shoulders were burning. But when I did get it free, I felt like Thor strong.
So I've just got to find the hole now.
And without dilly-dallying, I went to work on installing the rear quarter side step bracket. Now that's installed and tightened, it's slowly taking shape. Now all I gotta do is install the side step, which is simple enough. Or was it? This side step was a pain to put in, but after manipulating it and playing with it and adjusting it, I managed to screw it in and it's secure. And now it's time for a test.
Test number one. Oh, this is scary.
I just went back on the screws just to make sure it holds and it's secure and it's tight, because the last thing I want is me stepping out of the car, stepping on it and it's sliding under my feet and I fall flat on my face. That won't be good.
And just like that, it's bright again. I'm constantly having battles with Mother Nature. It's dark, I have to attack it when it's bright again. It's raining, I have to tackle it when it's dry. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, and I'm gonna continue the front bumper, but look at that. I'll just put it on there so no one takes it away from the car. I have had a bonnet stolen and a spare wheel or a tyre stolen from this car so far.
So I'm going to be taking off the bumper for the final time, just to sort out a few bits and trims that I didn't sort out before. I put the front parking sensors in its place and I've tried my best to, I'm not too sure where the cabling went, but I tried my best to put the cabling on there. And this is the other end of it. What I got to do is I got to put that on this, make that all nice and tidy. It's not stretched or it's not too short, whatever. Ah yes, what you also didn't see, I sprayed this in the Santorini black, same color as the car. I just sprayed it in the black. I don't really need to pay too much attention to it. I don't really care. As long as it's hidden behind the grille and it doesn't stick out. It was white before. Let's also sort out this bit. This is a little problem that started happening. I sorted the other side out. Obviously a bit of tiger seal and it's stayed on there. So I'll do the same on this side. I also need to sort out the side step on the other side, on the passenger side, if you haven't noticed, this bit as well. So that is on order, that is coming. I don't actually know if these parking sensors will actually work with the car. I just thought, just to fill out the voids and the holes and all that stuff, let me plug it in and see if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. But what you see me doing here, I'm tidying up all the little spaces on the bumper, making sure the wiring loom is in its place, so when I put the bumper back on, it's not going to get in the way. Now I needed to sort out this headlight washer cap. Just like the sensors, the car actually doesn't come with any headlight washer jets. It did pop off before and I held it on with fiberglass, but that wasn't good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of tiger seal and plastic weld it just to make sure it holds. Oh, and my son asked me if he can do a voiceover. He did ask nicely, so why not? Now with everything done on the bumper, all I have to do now is put it on for the final time.
This is my rain you can speak on the rainbow when the bumper is on this bumper. How is your can to each side in the bumper?
So as my son has explained, I held two screws in the middle, so
and speak.
But you gotta be speaking English clearly so they can understand you, son.
I'm speaking English. In front or done.
So the front bumper is finally on. Now, obviously I had to do a few makeshift customizations and had to bend it just a tiny bit, but it did show a few results by doing so. Example one, This has started to crack through again. This is starting to show through again, and example number 2, that is starting to show through again. It's starting to show its stress lines, stress cracks already, and I haven't even really begun. So when it's time for wrap, I'm gonna have to rub them down again. This time it won't be as bad as taking off the bumper and stuff like that, because I'm not applying any more trims to it. That is the final result, so everything can be done outside. It's all cosmetic now. I think that looks pretty good. I think what I'll do is, let me add the final touch, which is the towing eye cover. That looks a lot more aggressive, a lot more complete, and it's like one of the biggest things out my way, and it's not over yet. The other side step, let's get that out the way.
And finally, it's time to get this long-awaited side step back on the car for me to never touch it ever again. I removed all the clips from the body of the car and applied it back onto the plastic trim, made a few adjustments, and clipped it in place. Now it's time for the side steps.
Guys, it's been another day. I couldn't find my 10 graders, isn't it? Alright, so let me test out my own work. This is the scary part. That's my whole body weight. I'm 70 kg, right? I'm 11 stone, 1 pound. Oh, that's scary. Obviously, it's meant to not have your whole body weight on it, because it's only for people that are stepping in and out of the car really quickly, not standing on it for a while, like I am right now. But it seems to hold my weight, which is a good thing. Both sides sorted, front bumper sorted, rear bumper sorted, new lights, new rear lights even. That's pretty much it. I just gotta sort out the side trim there, the outer door trim, wheel arch trims, the wheels. I think that's pretty much there. Almost ready for wrap. Oh yes, I can't forget the little ones, the rear sensors on the sides, which didn't actually come with the original car. So I've done quite a lot in this video, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. I've got to figure out what I'm doing next for it. From where I began to where I am now, it's there. It's there. It is pretty much there. It's good. It's nice. It's very nice. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. You know the rest. Comment down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Right, update. Yes, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now, problem. I don't know when the next one will be on the Range Rover, but if you haven't gathered from the little voiceover from the start of the video, I was robbed. £1,500 worth of tools from the Range Rover. Yes, I know. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't know. It is what it is. But basically, I'm trying to recover. I've rebought all the tools, and I'm trying to recover from that also. So money is a bit tight right now, and I've been busy as well because I am a family man as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure when the next video will be, but please stand by, like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support, honestly. All the comments, they really motivate me. So continue doing that. Please like and subscribe. It's nice that something that I enjoy, the cars, I love cars. I've always loved cars from a young boy. It's nice that I can showcase my passion for cars and bring you guys on a journey, and for you to have such a positive impact on me, it means the world to me. So please, I honestly appreciate all the support. Continue doing it. It motivates me and keeps me going. I am a busy man, and sometimes life can get you down, but you just gotta keep it. You gotta keep on going, keep your head high, and yeah, there's always support. So thank you guys. I will come back with an update video. I got the Audi S5. I got all my other cars, the Mini Cooper S. I got other cars. So please subscribe and you'll see them in the future. Thank you, I appreciate it. And yeah, until next time, peace.
Don't give up.